American Motors Corporation, or AMC for short, by far was the most conservative American automaker back in the day. AMC found its niche, offering reasonably priced, reliable cars with no frills. And the formula seemed to work, with sales being good for AMC for many years. The only deviation during this period started in the late 1960s with the introduction of the AMX, Javelin, and limited production Hearst SC Rambler, sometimes called the Scrambler. These offerings had proved that AMC could also compete with the big boys in the muscle car segment. However, its pinnacle muscle car was released in 1970. It was called the Rebel Machine. Unfortunately, AMC had arrived to the muscle car party late, just as the lights were being turned off. The two-seat AMX was short-lived, and the Javelin, AMC's pony car, would be retired at the end of the 1974 model year. It appeared AMC had no new tricks up its sleeve, and producing only stodgy, plain Jane cars was its future. It was a nice surprise to the automotive world when AMC released its new Matador Coupe for 1974. Its styling was different than the 1974 four-door Matador sedan, which was very conservative by comparison. The Matador Coupe had sleek, one-of-a-kind, elegant, aerodynamic styling that was bold and looked at least 10 years ahead of its time. The front end had space-age looking pods for the twin headlights. The hood and roof had a low profile. The fastback roofline finished off this overall slippery design, and to top off the styling were four large round taillights, which added to the car's sporty looks. The Matador Coupe's body style looked more at home on the racetrack than on the public streets, and that was probably the idea from the start. Many rumors have circulated over the years that Mark Donohue helped in designing the 1974 Matador. However, AMC's famous designer, Dick Teague, is the one officially credited with the design. Donohue had a tight relationship with AMC. He had successfully professionally raced Javelins around the track, and he would later have his turn around the oval in the new sleek Matador Coupe. Unfortunately, Donohue's time behind the wheel of the Matador Coupe was short-lived. He died in 1975 during pre-race runs during the 1975 Austrian Grand Prix. The Matador Coupe's sleek bodywork did reward AMC with its share of successful finishes on the Trans Am racing circuit. The Matador two-door coupe came in three varieties: base coupe, which was just called coupe, Brougham, and X. The coupe was the entry-level offering, while the Brougham was the more upscale model with more standard features. The X was the performance-oriented offering geared towards the muscle car crowd. There were 6 different engine offerings on the Matador Coupe: the 232 cubic inch straight 6, 258 cubic inch straight 6, 304 cubic inch 2-barrel V8, 360 cubic inch 2-barrel and 4-barrel V8s, and a 401 cubic inch 4-barrel V8. Both the Matador Coupe and Matador Coupe Brougham could be ordered with any of these engines, while the Matador X could only be ordered with any of these V8s. The 232 and 258 straight 6 engines were reliable, with excellent low-end torque, but their low horsepower output made them not up to the duty of quickly propelling a 3,500-pound Matador Coupe. These 2 engines came standard with a column-shifted 3-speed manual transmission and could be ordered with an optional 3-speed automatic. All the V8s were only available with a 3-speed automatic transmission. The V8-equipped Matadors were standard with a column transmission shifter, while a center console shifter, which offered a sportier look, was optional. The 3-speed manually equipped Straight six engines had a performance-oriented rear axle ratio of 3:5:4, which aided acceleration. All engines equipped with a 3-speed automatic had the choice of a 3:15 or a 3:5:4 rear axle ratio, both of which were performance-oriented. The 304 two-barrel and 360 two-barrel V8s provided ample power to propel the Matador Coupe. However, the 360 four-barrel and 401 four-barrel engines were better suited for the performance-oriented driver. The 360 four-barrel V8 produced 195 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque when equipped with single exhaust, and 220 horsepower and 315 pound-feet of torque with optional dual exhaust. The 401, the top performer, came standard with dual exhaust and produced 235 horsepower and 345 pound-feet of torque. By 1974 standards, the 401 was a powerful engine. It propelled the Matador Coupe from 0 to 60 miles per hour somewhere around 8 seconds, and the quarter mile in 16 seconds. Even though the 401 was a good performer, it was not a popular engine choice. Just under 1,000 401 equipped Matador Coupes were produced for 1974. This was more than likely due to the aftermath of the 1973 oil crisis, which gave Americans a taste for the first time of astronomical gas prices and long lines at the gas pumps. The 401 was the Matador Coupe's most fuel-thirsty engine. Handling was not bad for a heavy car. However, it fell short of the handling of the well-balanced 1974 Javelin, which felt more at home on curvy roads than the Matador Coupe. The Matador X could have benefited from a stiffer suspension since it looked the part of an all-around performance car. One problem with AMC at the time was that their relatively small market share compared to other U.S. automakers equated to less development dollars than AMC's competitors. This is not saying that AMC cut corners on the Matador Coupe, but it does make one wonder what the Matador Coupe could have been if AMC had the development dollars that GM, Ford, or even Chrysler had at the time. With a little more money used on development, the Matador Coupe may have been a world-class performance touring car, which was the segment Pontiac was trying to tap into with its Grand Am during the same time period. AMC made the best of the situation by sourcing from the big three automakers parts that it did not want to spend development dollars on. This was the case with the Matador Coupe. Examples are the 3-speed automatic transmission, which was a Chrysler TorqueFlite unit. The carburetor on the 401 was a Ford Motorcraft 4-barrel, and the steering box was a GM unit. However, since these were all proven parts that worked and performed very well, AMC did make a wise choice and saved some much-needed cash. The Matador Coupe's interior was surprisingly comfy with enough room to fit 5 to 6 adults comfortably. The interior design was modern like the exterior. In fact, it was much more tasteful than the other AMC cars at the time. Even the dash layout with its squared-off gauge clusters added to the modern look. And though AMC was not known for luxury options, a Matador Coupe Brougham could be showered with a decent amount of luxury appointments. The optional Oleg Cassini package was named after the famous fashion designer who designed this luxury package for AMC. Consisted of plush cloth seats and trim which looked more at home in a Cadillac than an AMC product. The Auto Press back in 1974 was impressed overall with the Matador Coupe. Car and Driver magazine referred to it as 1974's best-styled car. Buyers agreed, and Matador Coupe sales were very impressive. A little over 62,000 units were sold for 1974. AMC thought it found its ace in the hole with the 1974 Matador Coupe, Unfortunately, the success was short-lived. Sales would drop to a little over 22,000 for 1975. By 1978, its last model year, sales were dismal, with around 2,000 units produced. AMC is almost forgotten since being absorbed by Chrysler during the late 1980s. Even among the AMC cars that are still remembered today, the Matador Coupe is usually not on the list. This car has been forgotten, and its current low prices for good-conditioned examples certainly proves this. What has kept the collectors from buying these cars is a mystery. Maybe in the future the Matador will be the next Javelin and be on the receiving end of a big uptick in price, as it so deserves. For now, it remains the forgotten coupe. Thank you so much for your support of this channel. Please subscribe, since your support is the reason this channel is a success. And please make sure to click on the bell icon so that you never miss a new video release.